Welcome, and in this video we are going to be making a tab view. We're going to show you a few different ways to get the designs that you want, and then as a little added extra we're going to look at some different ways that we can customize our tab view as well. So let's get to it. Okay, right, so we're in Xcode and we've got just a blank project. I've taken everything out of just the simple content view body. It's empty. But we do have three additional screens. So if I just show you them quickly, we've got content view, which is our main one. Then we've got screen 1, 2, and 3, which we're going to incorporate into our tab view. So let's make some space here for the preview. Let's give you so you can see the code. And let's go. So to introduce a tab view, or to create a tab view, I should say, all we have to do is literally, if you start to open tab view, of this with the content. We won't go into the selection ones just at the moment. This will be simple. And then inside that tab view, we just want to put what content we're going to have as the different screens. So if I can actually change it to screen 1, then we're going to have screen 2, and then I want to include screen 3. So they're the three screens that we want to go through. The tabs. Let's get the preview to refresh, and we should see one of the screens. It should be screen 1 that it comes up with. Yep. So screen 1, I subscribe, and there we go. Let's pull from that a little bit. So we've got subscribe. Now down here is where the tab view should be. We're familiar with the layout of what it will look like of any sort of iOS app. Very commonly has that. So at the bottom there should be 1, and then if we click across, there we go. We have our three sort of randomly. I'm actually picking them up. So like the video, comment below, and subscribe. All subliminal comments. So yeah, choose to do any of those three things. That would be fantastic. But on with this. So obviously we cannot see a single thing there. The reason is because it needs each one to be given a tab item. So this is just an array almost of screens that we could put in there. You could put text in there, you could put an images, whatever it may be. As long as it conforms to a view, it will be okay. But what you need to now is create the button and the selection. Now we do this with creating a tab item. And now this takes in this closure here. It's going to take in an item label. Now there's two different ways, or there's several ways that we could be able to create this image down the bottom. So at the moment you can see it's just created a text there. It's just saying label. But we want to give it a custom thing. So we could actually do it with a label. So with a title and a system image from SF symbols. So in this case, I'm going to call it screen 1. And the system image that I'm going to use in this one is pencil. It has no relation at all. I just know that that's an image. And you'll notice here on our first right tab, screen 1 with a pencil has turned up. Let's do our second one. And we're going to do the same thing. So let's do a tab item. In that item, we're going to put a label. And we could do a custom image, we could do an icon, but in this case, again, we're going to do a system image again, and this is called screen 2, and this one I'm just going to call trash, because again, I know that's a thing. So there we go, the second one. Now, we do have, like I said, a different way that we can construct these buttons at the bottom and to create the layout. Now, we don't want to mess up the layout as it is, because everybody understands this is the way things look. You have some sort of icon or image with the text underneath, and that's just a standard iOS way of displaying these tabs, and we wouldn't want to play around with it too much. But the way to display those things, again, can vary, like I just mentioned. So in that case, we will do a tab item still, but inside that label, we're just going to put text, and in this case, we're going to say screen 3, and then we're also going to put an image with a system name, and that is going to be, I did write it down because I was going to forget, folder. That's it. That's my last one. And there we go. And you can notice here that it's already for you. It's arranged this already in the same display mode as the others. It looks the same, which is great. However, the reason why maybe one can do this is all going to vary depending on what you're trying to create. Maybe you want to modify this text and you want the modifiable elements that you need, which you're not going to get on the label. Maybe it's just a bit more of a cumbersome way to do it. But typically, a label is going to do you fine. So there we have it. There is our already working toolbar. It gives you the highlighted selection, and you switch between the screens. So brilliant. There's your standard tab view. But we didn't want to stop there, did we? We did say we were going to add a few more customizable elements, which is what we will do now. So first thing to think about, how about if you want this is blue at the moment, but your color scheme doesn't want that, you want to highlight it a different color without making your own custom tab view and TabBar and everything. Well, in that case, you just underneath that, if you put a tint, that tint is going to be a color, and the color I'm going to just say is green because I just chose it that way. Now you'll notice nothing much has actually changed here, but this is attached to screen 3. So if we click on screen 3, it's still blue. Why is it still blue? Yeah, so the reason is because I put it on the individual item, which was stupid because I'm thinking of what we're going to go on to next. The tint comes after the tab view. So we apply this to the whole tab view, and this tint is going to be the color green. Because again, like I said, and you'll notice that this is the preview switched already. So now we have a green highlighted tab. So that's great. Now, how about we want to have another bit of customization? For example, our screen 3 has a folder there that reminds me of my email. And sometimes you want to highlight the notifications, which is easily into 5 figures right now. So in that case, we want to be able to add a badge. Now this badge is going to have a count. It's just a number. And you'll notice at the moment it comes just put it in 10. And you'll notice now on the bottom here, we've got 10 highlighted. Now this is obviously going to be a computed property, like 22. We're not going to just type a figure in here. This is going to be fed in through some other logic that you've got going on here. And this is where you would put it. But this is where you get all of these highlighted little badges there to show you how many notifications you are ignoring because you're trying to hide away from them. So now, right, so we've got badges. We can show any notifications within the tab. We also have the tint color, which we've changed. How about the toolbar itself? Well, let's do this on screen 1. We're going to add a toolbar background, if I can write it correctly. And we're going to we're just going to say that this is color. And I'm going to do it, we're going to do this blue. Why not? Now it's 4. So we've got the color, which is in here, but then with 4, if you press the full stop, you'll notice you can make it all sort of navigation bar or whatever it is, but we want to have the tab bar. So there we go. Now you notice nothing has changed. That is because it needs to have the visibility on it. So if you do toolbar visibility, you will then change it to visible for the tab bar. Oh, what am I typing today? We're highlighting screen 1 and our tab bar has changed blue, which I will recommend as being a terrible design choice because obviously you really can't, it doesn't contrast well with this. Now you'll notice as well that this has been applied to screen 1's tab. So while we're in screen 1, it is blue. However, when we go to the next one, there is nothing applied here. So it then disappears. So maybe a design choice, or maybe you want to add it to all 3. But there we go. It's a simple little review of the tab view and to make a tab bar down the bottom. So we highlighted quickly how to introduce your screens and the content you're going to switch between, how to make a couple of different ways for the icons and the text underneath. And then we had a look quickly at changing the tint to the icon when it's selected, the color of the tab bar itself, and also adding badges if that's something that your app calls for. So anyway, that was a quick little review. Hope that was helpful if you're looking for tab views. Please like and subscribe if you can, and check out other videos with more coming soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.